My name is Deb Bailey, and I'm one of the trustees here at the college, and we really welcome you this morning. We had a lot of fun last night, and it was more of an informal, internal celebration. But as we were planning, it was so important to have so many of you that are working with us here at the ACT attend this program. So we want to keep it really informal, fun, fast-moving. So we'd like to start out with a quick video.
Grand Rapids Community College Lean program has been very helpful to us. We've seen a great benefit in it. I thought I knew everything because I practiced Lean in Lean manufacturing. Before I came here, I've been trained in Lean, but I've been applying Lean and things that I learned at Grand Rapids Community College every single day. I'm also providing additional training. I'm coaching and mentoring other people as well on the tools that I have learned and the philosophy in general. We spend less, we order only what we need to order, create a just-in-time with some of our vendors, great cost saving that we pass down to our water payers. So we have saved millions of dollars.
My past experiences I have with boilers, but a lot of our team members on maintenance didn't have a lot of exposure to boilers. So we reached out to GRCC and asked them to help us put a boiler class together. It was a great process. I mean, it was well received by everybody involved. Technicians are hard to find. We decided that an apprentice program would work and we would take folks off of our floor. We've selected classes from GRCC that fit what we're doing at Founders. So at the end of that process, then we'll roll them into our maintenance program and they'll be technicians.
You know, GRCC, they're such trusted partners in this community, and they've always been a trusted partner to Mercy Health. They have made sure that they are relevant and that they are meeting the demands of not only the individuals in the community, but the businesses in the community. The programs that they have, from the CNA programs where we hire our patient care coordinators, to their x-ray tech programs, to their traditional medical assistant program, they've all been able to help us close the talent gap in the region. They've been responsive every step of the way. In fact, they have been some of the first to raise their hand and say, let us lead that.
We have created this relationship between us and the professors at GRCC. We're able to get in touch with them even after the program, which is really important in Lean to have coach and mentors even when you're done with the program.
In my youth, I attended a community college up north and they put me on the path to skilled trades. It worked out, you know, through hard work and reaching out to your community colleges. Wherever you're at, you can find a job and add value to your community and your employer.
Dr. Bill Pink, one of the things that he said to me, he said, I want you to think innovatively. Think about what we could do, and then we can begin to remove the barriers and look at the possibilities. When you hire 3,000 people a year, that's music to our ears when you have the president of a major community college say, think about what you need, think innovatively, and let us help remove those barriers.
There are just so many incredible stories here. If you have a chance during breakfast or afterwards, take a look at the wonderful stories on the cards on your table. They're also out by the front window, and I know I've had just been so inspired to read all the individual stories and what happens here, the magic for people and the wraparound services and the commitment to success. So, well, this is probably the only formal part of the program, which is reading Bill's introduction. So if you need a second cup of coffee, some more bacon, please, because it'll take that amount of time. So in May 2017, Bill Pink became the 10th president of Grand Rapids Community College. He was vice president and dean for workforce development at GRCC prior to becoming the president. Some of us had the opportunity to be in those initial interviews with Bill when Steve Enders said, we need him here, and reorganized, restructured, and found a wonderful place for Bill. So some of us have had the luxury of having multiple experiences watching him move ahead in the college. He's been an educator for over 25 years, and prior to his tenure at GRCC, he served as vice president for academic affairs at Oklahoma State University. While Abilene, Texas is his hometown, Dr. Pink lived in Oklahoma City for 18 years prior to making Grand Rapids home. and taught and coached in Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Oregon. He was a successful college student athlete, as if we couldn't guess, as a basketball player, earning awards for his athletic and academic achievements, including a 2016 induction into the York College Athletic Hall of Fame. Dr. Pink has an associate's degree from York College, Nebraska, a bachelor's from Oklahoma Christian University, and a master's from the University of Central Oklahoma, and a doctorate from the University of Oklahoma. He's contributed to this community in so many ways already, including membership on the board of directors of Goodwill, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Grand Rapids, and the Heart of West Michigan United Way. He also serves on the board of West Michigan Works and the Employers Association and the Right Place. In January of 2016, Dr. Pink completed a 4-year appointment as a member of the National Science Committee, or Selection Committee for the National Merit Scholarship Council. He's also a former National Conference co-chair for Dream Deferred, the Future of African American Education. He's a sought-after public speaker and has accumulated numerous invitations to speak at events across the United States. Along with his daily workout regime, Dr. Pink, I don't think he gets to enjoy these things as much as maybe he once did. So yeah, he enjoys golfing, fishing, and spending time with his family. His wife is Lori, and their 2 children are Lance and Lydia. Lori, a Michigan native, is a retiree of the U.S. Air Force and currently works for the Federal Aviation Administration. Lance, who is married to his wife Kayla, is a member of the United States Marine Corps, and Dr. Pink's daughter Lydia is a high school freshman and active in volleyball. So last night we also got to hear Dr. Pink sing "My Girl," which was, we've heard he's a singer, and we didn't have a chance until last night when what was a surprise, I'm sure, to Bill, but also attests to his ability to be spontaneous, have fun, and laugh at himself a little bit. So thank you, Bill, and welcome.
Oh my. Good morning. As you heard Shauna talk about in the video, I love the idea of thinking more and more about how we continue to be innovative in what partnership looks like. I like it, I term it as an attribute. I sometimes term it as a downfall because sometimes it gets me way out over my skis. But one of the things I like to do is I tell people I like to be the first to the dance, and I like to be the only one dancing. And so when it comes to partnership, when it comes to being innovative, when it comes to collaborations, what I love is to be out there ahead of everybody else in how we work together that nobody else is doing, that everybody else looks and sees in the newspaper and sees in all these other places. Well, look what GRCC is doing with Cascade Engineering, with Mercy St. Mary's, with all the companies that we have. They always look at us when they see the words Autocam because of the things that we do with you guys. When they see Farmers Insurance, when they see what we do with ABC and what you guys mean to us. All these partnerships, they mean something. Because what it means is that it means to this community that this is indeed the community's college. And that this is the place where if you are wondering how it can happen, the first question you ought to ask is, can GRCC do it with us? That ought to be your first question. Just telling you. That ought to be your first question. Now, see, I hadn't even started my remarks yet, by the way. Because always, before you get too far into your remarks, you have to make sure you acknowledge 2 people, 2 entities, right? The first one is my beautiful wife, who is not here this morning. She is with my family who came in yesterday and day before preparing for some kind of thing we got to do this afternoon. But you also make sure that you give credit to the people who do so much for this college in terms of your board of trustees. And I will always say when I stand in front of people how blessed I am to have the board that I have. So if our board of trustees, those who are here this morning, please stand, be recognized. So let me tell you in terms of what I believe from a partnership standpoint and from a community college and a business and industry relationship, let me tell you what I believe this looks like today in 2017, because I will tell you that when I first got here in 2015, I don't think I was quite to this place that I am now with this topic. because I had a certain view of what this looks like. And now I will tell you, friends, that that view has even evolved more because of what I see, not only nationally, but what I see regionally here in West Michigan. When it comes to a region that is at the place we are right now with our rate of unemployment, and with so many people who are not only in jobs, but with so many companies that are looking for people. What I tell companies today that I didn't realize as well 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago when I came, is that right now, and historically I believe, companies have been so much in the mode of having job awareness, career awareness. So you go into high schools and you go into our community college, you come places, and you talk about career awareness. You want to make people aware of what your career is all about, right? So you go in and you have all this, and you just tell them, well, here's what we're about. And you really want to explain to them what that looks like, that career path, what all those, we historically have done, I believe, a really good job of career awareness. But friends, I think we are beyond now awareness. If I were to give you some advice, I would say you are now about career attraction. But career attraction in a way that you have never done before. Because when you and others come to GRCC and you say, you know what, Bill? So we're looking for people. And this is how the conversation typically goes. So we're looking for people. We need talent, Bill. I say, okay, well, let's talk about that. What do you need? Okay, so we need something that's kind of different, okay? We need a person that's a little different from what everyone else is looking for. And I hope you have this person. So, okay, well, who are you looking for? I'm kind of curious at this point. So who are you looking for? We need that person. I know, we are in manufacturing, but we're not looking for what healthcare and construction and IT and retail, we're not looking for what they're looking for. Here's who we're looking for. We're looking for that person who is dependable. Shows up always on time, dresses the way they need to, hardworking, but hardworking as far as what we do in manufacturing. Because we do it different in manufacturing, but this person has to have those attributes, and they have to be able to know that this is what this company is all about. And I'll nod and I'll say, you know, that's the same thing that Norm Brady told me from construction the other day when we were meeting. And that's the same thing that John Buckins said the other day when we were meeting. Friends, what the point is this. Here's why attraction is so important. You're all competing for the same person. Everybody's looking for that same person. You just need them to have a different skill set once you get them in the place. So that means that your idea of career attraction, and I said career, not job attraction, because here's the job that you're going to be doing for your $15, $16 an hour, and that's it. Today's person, now that you're looking, and now that we are at the place we are as far as this region is concerned, how every last one of you needs someone and you need them yesterday. It is about how do you attract that person? How do you make what you do so good that they say, I can't help but go over to St. Mary's because that's where I want to work. Why? They're going to take care of me. They're going to pay me well. That's a big thing. You got to pay well. But they're going to take care of me. That's a place I can go that it is, again, career attraction. It's not just job attraction. Job attraction says, here's how much we pay. Career attraction says, here's how much we pay and here's how well we take care of you and here's where you can go from where we start you. So that those people now say, that's who I want to work for because that's where I want to be. It's about attraction now, friends. You can make them aware as much as you want to. But if you can't show them why and how attractive your profession and your company and your career path can be, you will not get the people, that person, you will not get them. You will not get that brand of individual. Because I can tell you in this very building, the people who are sitting amongst you right now, the people who make this place work so well, this building, to the tune of training and customized training and workforce training to the tune of some 12 to 13,000 a year ago. You can clap for that, by the way. $12,000 or 13,000 individuals trained through what we do out here. Customized training, workforce training, job training. People who come to you and say, what do you need? How do we need to build it? How can we build it together? Yes, that's an academic program. We could do that. Or no, you just don't have the kind of numbers, but let's try it. Let's figure out how we can make it work. Let's figure out how we can get you trained, get your people trained into work. Michigan New Jobs Training, GRCC, the leading community college in this state when it comes to Michigan New Jobs Training. Tens of millions of dollars, friends, used of state funds out of this institution, and in many cases out of this very building and the staff that works here to train people in West Michigan. That is why the idea of attraction is so important, because you have got to make the case. You've got to make the case, because when you come through these doors and the men and women who are trained in these hallways back here and these labs back here, and if you haven't seen those labs, you need to go see those before you leave today. If you haven't seen what we do and where we do it, you need to go see it. You need to go see the welding area back here that's the largest in the state. The most welding training spots in the state exist right here on the other side of this wall. You gotta go see some of the CNC training that happens in this building. You gotta go see how incredible our automotive programs are. You gotta see what Chad and his folks do. You got to see how they are partnered with Fiat Chrysler to train people for Fiat Chrysler vehicles so that when they leave his program, Fiat Chrysler pulls them in, says, please come, because they don't have to train them to get them, upskill them so that they can know what Fiat Chrysler is all about. They walk out his doors. They already know it. They got it down already. But you're going to have to make sure that you attract those people. It's not anymore this game of awareness. Now, why do I say that so much? Two reasons. Number one, I think that's really where we are right now. Number two, this very institution is one that you can partner with to accomplish that idea of attraction. Because when you come side by side with us as we are training them, and you are in those labs saying to them, oh yeah, let's talk to you. When you are out in high schools and middle schools, I said middle schools also, friends, better start early. Get them early and let them know attractiveness, what that looks like as an 8th and 7th grader. When you are out there with us and you're going out to high schools and to middle schools, when we have for you manufacturers, when we have a manufacturing trailer out there, it is awesome when Dave is out there with that trailer. It is even better if Dave is out there and you're with him. Because as a company standing beside that trailer and walking through with some of these students, and you're able to say, you know what, yeah, we have these kind of machines that we have in our place. You can come and you graduate from high school, you come work for us, and here's what that means for you. At that point, it's not just GRCC saying, come get the training. It's GRCC saying, come get the training, and it's you saying, come get the job. And that becomes attraction. Because you stand side by side with these great people in here and the people who exist downtown. You stand side by side with us, that type of partnership. Now you get the workforce, that one person. You get the workforce you need. And we're able to create what I've heard time and time again the last 2 years living in West Michigan. You then start talking about that word pipeline, a talent pipeline, because of the way that we partner together. And that's nothing that's easy either, by the way. That's nothing that everybody else is doing. That's what I mean by, and just one example of what I mean by innovation. Being innovative in how we do this. Being innovative and creative and collaborative about how we get you what you need. That's what we mean. I had an email come to me 2 days ago. We were, during this whole investiture week, I was out in Holland speaking to not only business leaders out there, but just the community in general, talking about GRCC and our commitment out there in Ottawa County. And as I spoke to business leaders that morning, had a great time at breakfast with them, had a little ceremony that afternoon. 2 days later, I get an email from a company out there, an individual who works for and is in talent development of one of the, it's actually an agriculture-based company out there on the lakeshore. Loved the email I received, because here's what it said. I heard what you said on Monday, Dr. Pink. And what we are ready to do with you is figure out how we become an innovative partner with you so that we can reach out to 16 and 17-year-olds together to let them know what our industry is all about and let them know what our company is all about. How can we get that done? Love that. Because that's a company that says, how do we become innovative so that we become attractive? Because that individual is realizing that awareness just isn't working anymore, that it becomes attraction. So then we sit down with that company and we say, how can we make this work together? How can we do that? That's the kind of conversation that happens. So I look forward to the idea of not only getting those kind of emails and having those kind of conversations, but continuing to have those. Because of the good work that already happens at this institution, now it is time here upon this embarking of a new president, bless your hearts, of this new president, now it is time that we say, what is the next level? What's the next level for this institution? How are we looking at how GRCC becomes more relevant and responsive to our community, to our business leaders, and to West Michigan? That's where we are right now. And that's an exciting conversation to have, because that means we have opportunities all over the board to be innovative in what we do. Last thing, Deb mentioned, make sure you look at and read these. Just you don't have to do all of them. Just, grab one that's in front of you. Because these tell a story. Because our students at GRCC, whether it be in this building, whether it be downtown, whether it be on the lakeshore, our students have stories. And some of the stories will, as you read these, some of these stories will absolutely floor you. When you read a story about Bobby, where she was homeless with a child. She's homeless. When she comes through that door over there, finds Jeff Bird, finds people like Julie Parks, people in this building that say, come on, let's get this done. Let's figure this out. And now she is a medical assistant working for St. Mary's Hospital right here in town. She's not homeless anymore. She can feed her family, and she can feed them well now, because she came through, and she will tell you, and we have a really interesting video of her. She'll tell you what this meant to her, and she'll tell you what St. Mary's means to her. But that's the kind of thing, that's why I say read these, because what this institution is about, it's about education, it's about training, it's about all those things, but this institution is about hope, because we give people hope who in many cases aren't sure where to find it. And they come through doors like what you came through this morning, and they actually in this building find hope. You need to partner with us even closer. So together, we give this region and we give these people hope. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for joining us this morning. If you have some time and you haven't been through the building, we have some great staff members who'd like to take you through the building, and a chance to shake hands with Dr. Pink, take your picture, a little selfie for your Facebook page here. We can do that, and there's plenty of food left. But thank you very much for taking time out of your morning to come. We have a big day ahead with Dr. Pink, and we appreciate you very much. Thank you.